Hello, my name is Tracy Allen, and I want to welcome you to Cooking with Some Friends. Hello, and welcome to Cooking with Some Friends. I am going to do a recipe this afternoon for some enchiladas, but there's a little twist to this. They're actually buffalo enchiladas. So they're going to be chicken, but they're going to have buffalo sauce and a chili sauce that we make. So in my pan, I have 2 tablespoons of butter and about 2 tablespoons of onion that's diced really small and a clove of garlic. And I'm going to melt all those together before I add anything else. I'm going to let those onions get a little translucent. And then to that, I'm going to add a half a can of tomato sauce, a 14.5 ounce can of tomatoes that I've drained, and a small can of chopped green chilies. So I need to wait for those to become translucent before I add the onions to become translucent before I add the tomato sauce, the tomatoes, and the green chilies. Okay. One of the nice things about this recipe is you can cook your chicken if you want to and then shred it up, or you can use rotisserie chicken and just shred that, take it off the bone and shred that up. So it makes it that much easier. Okay, to this I'm going to add my half a can of tomato sauce. And I'm going to put in my whole can of tomatoes that I've drained. And I'm going to put in my can of chopped green chilies. Now I want those to simmer and marry together a little bit. It'll take it a couple of minutes of cooking together. And you don't want to add too many spices to this. You could add a few spices if there's something out there that you really like. But the buffalo sauce that you add in is going to add more flavor to it and some more heat to it. I use the petite diced tomatoes just because you don't have to break those chunks up and make them smaller for yourself. But okay, I've sprayed my 9x13, and when I'm done with this is going to go in a 350 degree oven. In my 9x13, I just want to spoon and make a thin layer of my chili sauce. Now I also want to reserve about a third of a cup of that because I'm going to use that for something different for the top. Okay, so I've put some of my chili sauce in the bottom of my sprayed casserole, and with the remainder of it, I want to add 4 ounces of cream cheese and about a half a cup of hot wing sauce. Cook that down until that cream cheese melts. It smells so good. Okay, once this melts, I'm going to go ahead and start assembling my chicken and my sauce and my cheeses on my tortillas. With the cream cheese and the hot sauce added, you can see how it's changed the color and the consistency of our chili sauce. So now I want to go ahead and add the chicken that I shredded up, and it's about 2 cups, maybe just a little bit more of the shredded, and like I said, I use rotisserie chicken, but you're welcome to cook your own chicken and shred that up if you want to. So I'm just gonna coat those. I did reserve, before I dumped the chicken in, I reserved between a third and a half a cup of that chili sauce so that I can use it on top. So once this gets heated through, then I'm going to start filling my tortillas. I'll fill them with about a fourth of a cup or so of the meat mixture. Roll those tightly, put them seam side down in our 9x13. And then I will go ahead and dump the rest of the sauce that I reserved on top and then cover that with the cheese. And the cheese, you can use whatever cheeses you like. I prefer to use a blend of cheeses, and so I'm going to use some of my 4-cheese Mexican cheese and a little bit of shredded Colby Monterey Jack. So I just like the way that melts down in the flavor. So this is ready to start filling my tortillas. So you're going to take some of the meat mixture, put it down the center of your tortilla. Roll that up and seam side down in your pan. And you're going to continue to do that, and it'll fill about 12 to 14 of the small 6-inch tortillas. As you can see, I've rolled all of my tortillas and I've placed those in my pans. Now I'm going to take that reserved sauce and I'm going to go ahead and cover the rest, the top of my enchiladas. And I'll put these in a 350-degree oven. And it won't take it very long, just about 15 minutes or so, 15 to 20 minutes. Sauce out. I'm ready for my cheeses. Go ahead with my Mexican 4-cheese blend. And then just add a little bit of my Colby Jack. I guess I hadn't. Brand new package. Okay, 350 degrees for about 15 minutes. And then it'll be ready to eat. When I serve them, when we serve them, we can put the things we like to top our enchiladas with. You can put salsa, you can put sour cream, you can add some cilantro, some more tomatoes, some more cheese, whatever you normally put on top of your enchiladas when they're done. Hello, welcome to Cooking with Some Friends. I'm getting some lunch ready for my husband and I. Actually, I had planned on more people being here. I had forgotten they had other engagements to go to, our normal Sunday crowd. So I am going ahead with what we were going to have. I'm just going to downsize some of it. So I'm going to start with some Southern fried chicken. And I have my chicken in my colander in the sink that I've drained. I put it in some buttermilk last night and then covered it and put it in the refrigerator. So I drained that and then I patted that dry. And so it's just waiting for me. In my bowl, I have a couple of cups of flour, and to that, I'm gonna add a teaspoon each of paprika, and some garlic powder, the same amount. All my shaker lids on them. Dip this one because I paprika on it. And then some onion powder as well. And then I'm going to whisk those together. Use a half teaspoon twice so I can dip it. Okay. So then I'm going to whisk that together, and there's a reason I have an empty bowl out. I'm going to start my oil heating up. And I have some oil, but I've also added a little bit of bacon fat or bacon grease to that just for flavor. So I want to mix those in, and then I'm going to put half of it, leave half of it in this bowl and put half of it in my other bowl, because I'm going to dip in 2 separate locations. Okay. A little more. Okay. So then in my middle bowl, I have buttermilk. If you don't normally just buy and use up buttermilk, then you can create your own or make your own. All you need to do is take whole milk and add a little bit of vinegar, about a teaspoon or so of vinegar to it, and that will create buttermilk. So I'm going to take my chicken pieces, and I have drumsticks and thighs and breasts in my bowl here. And like I said, I pounded those dry. I'm going to roll it in the flour mixture, then in my buttermilk, and then back in the second flour mixture. And then this is going to go in my oil once it's hot. Okay. And then I will just keep repeating that process. When I've got my pan about 3/4 full, I don't want to overcrowd it, then I'll add some salt and pepper, and then I'll show you when I come back. Now I'm also going to be making another dish that we like to have. We like corn when we have mashed potatoes and gravy and fried chicken, and corn just seems to go well with that. But we have I have a recipe for skillet bacon sour cream corn, and I like to do it in my cast iron as well. So I will show you that recipe here too. Okay, my last batch of southern fried chicken is in browning and cooking. And if you're like me and you have enough of it that you're cooking that you have to do it in several batches, I like to put parchment paper down on a cookie sheet, and then put the pieces that are already cooked in a 300 to 350 degree oven. And that just helps make sure it's cooked all the way through, first of all, and then that it also stays warm while I'm frying up the rest of it. So all I have left to do is cook this last batch and make up some gravy, and then we're ready to eat. Thanks for joining us for this session of Cooking with Some Friends. Make sure you like this video and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And find us on Facebook at Cooking with Some Friends.